So I get a call from my brother, the very same brother whose name is Brother Twix. He says to me, Nick, in a tone that's loaded and notably sarcastic, "You in tune, brother, even your chakras are aligned with this. You got more lyrics to spit with that rawness and shit. Pick up your mic and quit being a bitch. Keep keeping it real, what's not broken don't fix." This all coming from someone who pretends things, like he doesn't remember everything's connected in energies. Yet I reckon he forgets. He was the first to introduce me to this concept, way back when, in the times before kids while dutching up to dubstep. But how to respond to this? How to tell anyone that when I want to start writing the brain fog hits? Anxiety and self-doubt decide to get the creep on quick. My breathing short and shallow and my hands freeze up stiff. Quite devious it is, this insistence squeaking from my inner critic. But the very same squeak and promoting hesitation holds me firm in its grip. This is the place I've been visiting of late. It's been frequent. Trying to do so much at once, trying to force it all into sequence. Trying to control the flow instead of going with it, I reckon's the reason. But how are they going to fit as one? Are they all going to fall these pieces? There's fears of failure alongside fears of success, then fears of acknowledging this inner complex. Screaming to the universe, what is this shit? What the fuck's happening? What the fuck's the next steps? How the fuck do I achieve these dreams without finance? Then I hear something. Have a little faith, the voice says in a whisper. Holy shit, is that you, old fella? Fuck me, I miss you. But with these questions, the little pricks still linger. So many fears of the unknown crossed with dreams and hopes. Arms outstretched, but feels like it's slipping through these fingers. But down we go, right down the rabbit warren we had. So many potentials, I'm in vision of each dream's death. All settled into self-doubt that I'm scared's entrenched. Eating away at these dreams, it's cancerous, fuck me dead. So many layers like fucking onions, like the green ogre Shrek said. And right here's another fear, suppressed, hidden and held tight. I'm terrified, fucking petrified to near silence every time I slide up to the mic. The fear's crippling, it's ridiculous the way it holds on to my mind. And I gotta listen, gotta figure what it is, why it is that it shies. And here it is. Fears of ridicule, fears of shame mingled with fears of dislike, mixed with fears of judgment and inconsistencies, more and more I find, projected onto others at times, but it's from myself that I hide. These fears of not being enough, not strong enough, not quite enough, nor loud enough, all boiling down to the limiting belief and fear of not being good enough. Hence a hesitancy to make public what I've been working on, behind closed doors like a hermit crab that's not lurking on. The rock that's on top of the underground cabinet should be perched upon. Even now as I'm writing in private I feel the tiredness, with its grip that grinds before the fear is turned right up and on. Barely sharing any plans to save the ridicule for not accomplishing, but then I remember doing the same thing when I wrote a book and published it. Yeah, fear of ridicule was avoided but not inside, only publicly. Due to little mind tricks with its what-ifs and fear-indicative narratives. But when I write about tightness, it's my body and mind crying that changes afoot. But the depth of it's so important, but I'm afraid to look. Instead doing random shit to distract. Oh look, a new book. Within 2 days it's finished, 2 nights of dinners and the tents that's not shook. And I decide it's time to hook in, taking as much time as is needed and nothing less. Face first into the fear that lands as confidence, a product of this process. Turning dreams into goals as each thing is ticked off this list. Because with each goal that's reached brings it closer, these dreams into realities. But as we all know, too many anxieties and even the bravest will crumble, one step at a time alongside the lessons from mistakes that keep us humble. The same as any new beginning, got to witness an end and let it tumble. What was is no more as new days dawn, this thought in mind in the times we stumble. Then we get up, firm up our footing and get ready to rumble. So I may feel afraid and that's more than okay, it shows me what's important. I know I'm a natural born lyricist, but neither perfect nor flawless. Our foundation's built firmly from my lyrics, like magical words, and I gotta say I'm loving this flow, writing these verses in the morning. And if you don't like it, that's fine, you know where the door is. No skin off my nose, I'll be still here, walking around drawless. Want another reason why it's more than okay to feel afraid? Use this as a chance to give it away, even do it anyway. Another truth is, the very same lyrics I said to my sister. And you know what she did? She smiled and did the wisest thing. She picked up the phone, dialed the digits to ring and booked it in. Slid open the door, slipped into the seat to sit and got it inked. She's never been much of a crier, but at times the eyes brim. So now in those times the same eyes can drift to the right side of her ribs, where it sits, in its running script, where she can forever remember it. Because there's times in life there's none but us to remind us of this. None but us to keep going. None but us to keep the fire inside lit. So we're not doing what we love, we're not living a life, we're only surviving it. So I'm doing what I gotta do, to do what I wanna do and thrive in it. So I'm cleaning this shit like a sad wonder stick, no more evading. Heal and process each thing stink from my fear-tinged foundations. I'm feeling the flames of its release as I make it through this cremation. Taking solid steps in succession, each motion its own creation. This time I'm sharing what I'm doing as I feel the fear and push through it. I'm building a studio to recording so any with a voice can use it. In any style, it's your voice, it's your choice how you do it. Whether reciting poetry, dropping bars you've written, it's vocally inclusive. So we all got a voice and it's time to unmute it. We're here to be heard and live to our own music. So call me colossal because I'm getting shit happening. Wall by wall and panel by panel, these goals I'm zapping them. These dreams we have need to be lived, why else would we be having them? So refuse to give up, even when your steps are seeming to be backward. Gotta live your life and follow your heart, but we're balanced with a brain so we use our smarts, breaking down the tasks into manageable parts. Write each of them down and begin at the start. And when the voice of Mr. Inner Critic wants to get smart, be open to what you feel. Lead or speak, let your response be honest. I'm scared shitless half the time. Other half of my mind, it seems I lost it. But I do know to do nothing's going to be the cost of it. So whether we live a fated life or create our own destiny, it's more about the choices we make that determines our life's legacy. I ask myself, do I stay stagnant for a few or reach forth even hesitantly? Building each block, each palm now calloused tremendously. Guided by the heart that beats beneath my chest and sometimes heavily. I wouldn't change a fucking thing, results nothing shy of heavenly. So if you want it, start at the beginning, setting firmly your foundations. Same with any good project, unique to you, that'll be in relation to what you're doing, what your goals are. They're your own revelation. Be everything you can be, including your own salvation. A little more simply, what it is I really be saying is what we do while we're alive, how we do it, or what's left behind, or perceived mistakes and successes combined. These are our final messages. These are our last legacies. So I guess this is my response to my brother Twix and my questions. And the only way I can is I've authentically expressed it. Also to the ones who've seen the play button and pressed it, I thank you all for your support, love and friendship. Love always, your friend and fellow catalyst.